Alright, so this is attempt number 2 at a video about hay this year. I was informed the other day from one of my regular viewers, there's also somebody I sell hay to, that the video I posted last week, Saturday? No, what the hell day was it? I forget what the hell day it was, but I filmed that on my GoPro, my brand new GoPro 7, and it had no audio, had no sound whatsoever, just some white noise in the background, which of course I didn't realize before I published it because I didn't actually go through and edit anything on it. I just put my little Central Wisconsin Farmer brand, logo, whatever onto the front of it, and I just edited it with the volume muted on my computer, which at the time I thought was fine. Well, turns out there was no audio and I didn't shut the door on the tractor, so now I gotta walk back there. But this is, well, this is actually a field that I've hunted deer on before. I haven't hunted this field in a couple of years because, well, my cousin comes up from Georgia and he usually sits over here, so I hunt elsewhere. But this is the second field of hay I've mowed this year. This one's actually a field, not the corner of the field. Using the 66 that I used to mow corners with, and this new to me New Holland 489, which in the 3 acres that I've used it for so far this year, am I zoomed in? No, I'm not zoomed in. In the 3 acres I've used it for so far this year, it's worked flawlessly. I haven't had a single issue with it. But anyways, this hay here is, I'd say it's a little bit weedier than the last stuff I cut, but in reality it's quite a bit weedier. But there's nothing out here that's going to hurt beef cattle, horses, goats, sheep, maybe. There's no alfalfa in it, there's no nutritional value to it, hardly at all, so I wouldn't feed it to dairy cattle, not that it won't, not that it'll hurt them, but it wouldn't be my preferred feed source for them because dairy cattle are picky. But it's not bad stuff. It's mostly grass. It looked a lot thicker before I cut it, and it looked a lot thicker coming out the back of the mower from in the tractor than it does walking around in it here. But I don't know, it'll be good. There's about an acre here. Probably more than a ton laying on the ground, maybe a ton and a half, 2 tons. I doubt there'd be more than 2 tons, but there's a fair amount of stuff here, and this stuff shouldn't get rained on. Shouldn't. The last stuff I mowed has gotten rained on numerous times, and in fact most of it's still laying on the ground because of that. I raked it up Thursday, which was the 4th of July. I raked it up on Thursday, and we baled a little bit of it Thursday evening. We baled 18 bales, because that's what I sold to my buyer. And who also happen to be viewers of this channel and are the ones who told me that that the video I posted had no sound. I've got a bent reel tooth, which isn't the end of the world. I mean, it's bent, it's not broken. Hopefully it doesn't break when I go to bend it back. You can see it. This one here. I'm not going to be able to bend that by hand because it's a spring tooth and the spring is going the wrong way for me to bend it. But anyways, I guess now that I've owned it for, well, yesterday would have been a week, and technically I don't own it because I haven't paid for it, but I bought it through our John Deere dealer, which some of you might see the irony right about there, that I bought this from a John Deere dealer. or through a John Deere dealer. The people that I went and picked it up from traded it in on a John Deere 635 Moco disc buying, and the price was right. So far the price has been zero. Sooner or later I'm going to have to lay some money down on it. This cylinder, you might notice, is not red. That's because it's not the cylinder that was on it when I went and picked it up. The cylinder that was on it leaked badly. I mean, if the cylinder that was on it was still on it, it would not be raised up yet. It would be down onto the stop. It just would not. The cylinder leaked internally because the wiper was gone and the O-ring was going out, and I couldn't find seal kits for that cylinder. Nobody locally had them, and trying to buy them online was a pain in the ass, because the only place I found that I could get the right kit for was from the manufacturer, and you go to the manufacturer's website and they say, well, find a distributor, and then it wants your name, address, phone number, email, all that crap just to find a distributor. I wasn't going to give them all my information just to find out that I can't buy parts. So the price on that cylinder was also right, because it was one we had laying around the shop and wasn't being used for nothing, so I put it on there. I did reuse the fittings off the old ones. I had to adapt them using this. This is a Boss to pipe thread adapter, because these were pipe thread and the cylinder was Boss. So it's a Boss to pipe thread adapter. But you can see here on the ground, if I get down, you can see right here on the tips of the stubble, it's actually cut. It's not shredded or ripped. So this machine, let's see here, that's not the best example, but you can tell it's a lot better than some machines that just kind of gum it or rip it. This one's a lot better. You can see, maybe you can see, it's actually cut somewhat decent, because the sickle on it is actually in good shape. The sickles on it are in good shape. The rolls aren't in the greatest of shape, but I mean they're rubber on rubber rolls, or rubber coated steel rolls, or whatever you want to call them. And I don't know if you can see in there, but right there is an example of it. The rubber is peeling off of the steel, but they still crimp. The only thing I found on this mower that I really don't like is accessibility. I mean, down in there is your wobble box, and got a gearbox in there that drives the wobble box and whatnot. And in here, this door is a little jacked up. You've got another gearbox, and you've got a belt that comes in here to run this gearbox, which comes over here to run your rolls, or run your bottom roller anyways. But this door, you can see that bottom hinge is no bueno. I mean, it works, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. But that, I don't know that there's really a fix for that, short of putting a new hinge on it. I mean, the door itself is straight. It's just the hinges puckered, a little more than puckered. But I'll tell you, right here is my favorite thing about this mower. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to do it one-handed, but that is how you adjust your windrow width. Because that lever is connected to that pan. And the higher you raise this pan, the farther it allows the hay to get back into here, which these wings are what narrow up your windrow. And right there, I don't know if the light's going to be good, but you can really see it there, the rubber coming off the rolls. But it still does good job of crimping. But anyways, that pan right there deflects the hay down, and right now I've got it set to leave as wide a swath as possible. I've got it in the bottom hole, and that's how wide a windrow it leaves. It's a 9 foot or 9'3" cut on the sickle, and it leaves about, I don't know, I'd say probably a 6 foot wide windrow, somewhere between 4 and 6 foot. But I didn't get out here to cut this until, well, I got here about just a little after 10 o'clock, and it's 11 o'clock now, and I've been talking on the camera here for a few minutes. I think it was about 1:45 when I got done, and I'm really gonna have to fix that fuel hose. It's dripping pretty good now. It's not dripping enough that I'm worried about getting fuel in the hay, because it's going to drip off and dry and be a non-issue here by the time I come in to bale it, which will probably be Tuesday. Today's Sunday. I'm going to give it the rest of today and tomorrow to dry. If it's dry enough tomorrow, I might rake it, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go check the other stuff that I mowed, the first stuff I mowed, see what it looks like, because like I said, I raked it on Thursday, tried to bale it on Thursday, didn't get much of it baled because of moisture, both on the hay itself and falling from the sky. And I'm gonna have to use the foot throttle here for a minute, because I can't really hold the camera and the steering wheel and push the hand throttle all at the same time. But I'm headed back to the farm now. I'm gonna drop the mower, hook the rake back up. Fucking beetles are everywhere. No. I'll probably bring you guys along for that, because I got all my camera equipment here in the tractor. And the only thing I hate more than having to re-rake hay is having to re-rake hay twice. But I know I'm going to have to re-rake the outside windrows at least, because I raked them apart and spread them back out, because they were wet, like bringing water off it wet. But that is also just grass hay, so getting wet isn't the end of the world. It'll dry back out relatively quick. Hoping to get that other piece re-raked and baled today. I want to get that done. I want to get that field. I want to get that done because I want to be out of there. I'm sick of dealing with that. Mostly I'm sick of fighting the rain. But anyways, I'm going down the road now, so I probably shouldn't be holding the camera while I'm driving. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.